Welcome to the next episode of Afterofficetalks. The cloud services market in India is expected to be worth $7.1 billion by 2024. In this episode, we are going to talk about the cloud business, and the guest for today's show is Sanket. So, welcome to Afteroffice Talks, Sanket.
Thanks, Jasmeet. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, just want to know how will you define a cloud business and why organizations are investing in setup of a cloud business or buying offerings around that.
Okay, sure. From a layman's perspective or from a traditional, understanding of cloud business, the biggest positive or the biggest upside of a cloud business is basically that you are moving your capital expenditure to your operational expenditure, right? Your capex to opex. You are able to scale up as well as scale down based on your business needs, based on your demand from your customers, etc. So third would be something which is always available and from anywhere it is available.
Right.
Especially in the current situation,
Right.
where many organizations are working or operating their business remotely.
Right.
You need your business applications and business infrastructure to operate remotely, right? So that they can be functional, they can be productive through remote access. Right? So these I think would be the top three points of how you define a cloud business.
Right. So you touched upon a very good point. Like if we are in a current times where everyone is working remotely. So I would just wanted to understand, the planning of this. So all of this happened quite a sudden. The companies might not have had a vision like they will be going all remote by this date. It was a sudden. So how do you think, were the organizations ready, or it was an eye opener for them? And for the organizations that were ready, how that helped them actually scale up in these times?
Okay, yeah, sure. I think this is a very pertinent question, given the fact that we probably went remote with probably an overnight's notice.
Right.
The country was under a lockdown.
Yeah. Right.
So if you think about the life in a day of a typical office person who is working remotely, we can think about you open your office laptop, you log into your network, and then you have your business applications, etc. And now interestingly, all of that has moved to the cloud or has been cloud enabled. Many organizations, what they have done is you do not need your office laptop. Even you have an identity and access management provider, which is again cloud based. It will give you a single sign on. Then you go into that portal, you have a list of business applications, right from your HR applications, travel applications, CRM application, even procurement application. So anything that you would probably sit in the office and do, that is available. Some or the other cloud provider is giving you an option to have that on the cloud, right? So you do not need any infrastructure whatsoever, only internet connection. Probably as a team member, you would want to collaborate with your various team members who are again spread across different locations, right? So there are lots of tools. The one that we are using right now, Zoom or Teams, which have been very effective in also providing multiple other features which we were probably not using very often, right? While like whiteboarding, everything that you would probably do in a meeting room, you can do virtually. So overall, companies which have had these tools or have quickly been able to ramp up these tools, have been very successful in moving to a remote based world, irrespective of the industry. And which we have seen that even manufacturing industries which had invested in cloud based offerings were able to very quickly adapt.
I think the overall sentiment also in an organization would have changed. Like, firstly, I mean, the people would consider it as an add-on cost. Like, why do we need that? I mean, when a person is coming and has all this machine and all physical devices available, why do we want to invest? So I think that sentiment would have been also changed about all these investments after this pandemic.
Yes, absolutely. You do not need any office equipment as such.
Yeah.
In fact, lots of companies are thinking about scaling down their, office
Office.
floor space,
Yeah. Yeah.
because they probably don't need 100% of their employees coming
Yeah.
in even after the pandemic.
Right, right. Just can you tell us a little bit more about, I mean, different cloud business models, if I would ask?
Okay, sure. So if we talk about cloud business models, if we look back at the history of cloud-based companies at the start of the decade, we'll see that majority of them have come up with small and medium businesses as their primary customers.
Right.
So, and why? And if we ask the question why, we would see that many of these businesses did not have the wherewithal or the capacity to invest in infrastructure,
Right.
in security, in various other aspects that you need to build an in-house application or in-house service, right? So they were the first adopters of cloud. And now, as these companies have grown, or many of these businesses have grown in the past many years, they have also been able to scale up very easily with these cloud vendors or cloud service providers, right? So whether it is in the infrastructure layer, it is AWS, GCP, or Azure, or in the business application side, call it Salesforce as an example, or many of the other applications as well. All of them have been able to provide that scalability to their customers, right? So that has been the first point that I would say is very important for a cloud business. And another important aspect, which I would like to discuss, is what is the true metric of success for a cloud business, right? It is if your customers are able to adapt, if
Right.
your customers are sticking with you, and that provides a good revenue revenue security to the cloud business also, because your customers love you, they want to use your products, so you give them value, right? And how do you give them value? You give them frequent updates, you make sure that their applications are secure, their business is compliant. Many of the business applications need to adhere to a lot of local compliances, so that has to be there, right? So things like taxation, etc., GDPR, etc. So all of that put together is what a cloud business would be. And the last point which I have in mind, and which I have seen in many cloud applications, is how easily are you able to integrate with the upstream and downstream applications, right? For example, if you are Netflix, then probably you are easy to integrate with payment gateways, or you are a Zomato, you have integrated well with other service providers like Maps, etc., payment. Right. So those are some of the basic building blocks of a good cloud business.
The company is currently exploring the best of the cloud.
I think the best is still to come, because what probably the next generation of cloud applications will also provide is how do you with so many different providers, can you have a common view of what is happening in your organization.
So much, Sanket, for joining in
and all
today.
the best